back. The topic I am going to take up today is hemichordates. As you know, we have already known a lot of its points in my first 3 lectures, where we were studying, giving a comparative account of the various characters of all the non-chordates. Those characters and more we are going to study in detail today, right? So as you know, we always start with habitat. You must remember that in case of hemichordate, they are exclusively marine. They are exclusively marine means they are found only in the oceans. I told you exclusive marine में कौन-कौन है? Non-chordate में there are 3. One is Ctenophora. You must remember, now we are coming to an end. So you must remember, one is your Ctenophora, which is exclusively marine. The second is your echinoderms. Among non-chordate, I am telling you echinoderms who are exclusively marine. And the third is your hemichordates, which are exclusively marine. They are also bottom dwellers, and they normally they stay in such tubes. You can see such muddy tubes. So they are normally tuberculous. So they are tuberculous living in burrows. They are exclusively marine, right? Hemichordates ka body, how does it look? The body is quite cylindrical, and if you look at it, it is divided into 3 zones. This part, this is called as the proboscis. The second part, this is called as your collar, and the remaining part, you can see it is quite as a lumbar, little distinguished into a tail. This part, this is called as your trunk. Now I want to tell you one thing. Why is a pointed proboscis found in them? Because they are tuberculous, they live in tubes, and at the bottom, so they need a pointed head to actually form these burrows and actually go inside them. So the body is soft, vermiform like a worm, and divisible into 3 parts: proboscis, collar and trunk, right? Now the symmetry, as you can very clearly see, it is bilaterally symmetrical. There is only one plane which will divide the body into 2 equal halves. They are all coelomates. That means they are triploblastic. Again, this is a wrong diagram. This is okay. This is right so long as coelom is this is concerned. This is triploblastic. That is, body is made up of ectoderm, endoderm and mesoderm. So this is triploblastic. And they are coelomate. That means there is a cavity that is found between the gut and the body wall, which is lined by mesoderm on either side. However, in them the coelom is greatly reduced. I told you the coelom went on reducing right from the time of arthropod. Arthropod mein, mollusca mein, I told you it is reduced and filled up with blood. So that is called as hemocoel. The same is found here, right? The coelom in them also, it is filled up with blood, and in them also the coelom is called as hemocoel. ठीक है, तो याद रखना हेमोसील के 3 एग्जाम्पल है. नाउ इट्स टाइम टू कंक्लूड, राइट? इट्स टाइम टू कंक्लूड. हेमोसीलोमेट में आएगा फर्स्ट आपका आर्थ्रोपोड्स. The coelom is reduced and filled with blood. Why? Because circulatory system in them is open. तो देखो, बिना पढ़ाई you can tell me that here also the circulatory system must be open. ठीक, क्योंकि open circulatory system में ही the coelom is filled up with blood. So one is arthropoda, the second is mollusca, and this is the third one, that is the hemichordates. These are the 3 animals in which the coelom is highly reduced and the circulatory system is open and the coelom is filled up with blood, and such a blood filled coelom is called as hemocoelomate. Obviously the level of organization is organ system level of organization. So now let us come to each and every organ one by one. The first organ is called as the digestive system. Now if you look at this, obviously the digestive system is complete. It has one proper mouth and anus. Obviously the digestion is extracellular within this digestive tract. Excretion, it takes place through a special gland called as proboscis gland. Now look at this. This is a proboscis gland. This is found at the junction of the proboscis and the collar, and this organ is called as your excretory organ. Now let us come to respiration. Need not to say, since they are marine, they are aquatic. You know that in aquatic organism they respire through gills. You can see numerous like gills labeled in the diagram, right? So respiration takes place through gills. You need to remember some points and remaining will automatically be derived. Circulatory system, I told you it's open type. That means the body is filled up with the fluid. Nervous system is quite primitive type. That means it also has those ventral solid nerve cord, and there are some plexus. What is plexus? You will learn it in your nervous system when I teach you the second last chapter of this syllabus. I saw that has been introduced in your syllabus this year. Now let us come to reproductive system. Obviously the sexes are separate. Sexes separate तो कब से start हो गया? Annelid onward there have been no bisexual forms. The sexes are separate. I told you in most of the animals which are marine, or normally in them the fertilization is external. They also have a larva. This larva is called as Tornadia larva. So this is about the reproduction, not much. Now I'm just, for your interest, I'm showing this is the Tornadia larva and how the larva gradually develops into the adult. They have a lot of resemblance with the echinoderms, like their larva, their Tornadia larva is actually similar to the larva of echinoderms, that is the Bipinnaria larva. इनका जो टॉर्नेरिया लार्वा है वो इकाइनोडर्म के बाइपिनेरिया लार्वा से काफी मिलता है, एंड दैट इट एक्चुअली शोज दैट इट इज इकाइनोडर्म्स व्हिच एक्चुअली ग्रेजुअली converted into the hemichordates, transformed into the hemichordate. There are two examples that you need to know. One is the Balanoglossus, jiska diagram is from your NCERT. I have just shown it. You can see here, it's very clear. This is your NCERT diagram. This is the proboscis, this is the collar, and this is your trunk. In the trunk, you can see numerous gills over there because they are aquatic. Now here there will be a proboscis gland. एक diagram बना लो, उसको label करो, आधे characters आपको याद हो जाएंगे. So one of them, this is a very common example. This is called as Balanoglossus, and this is Saccoglossus. It resembles very much like this. So you are lucky here that here you have to learn only two diagrams, right? So with that, all the characters of hemichordates have been discussed. Now we will move into the NCERT. So here we are into the NCERT. So you can see phylum Helichordate. This is this labeling was not there earlier. So anything which is in green in my NCERT, this shows that it has been introduced in the new NCERT only, right? So this is a phylum Hemichordates. If you can see, they were earlier considered as phylum Chordate. नाम से ही पता लग रहा है Hemichordate शायद पहले Chordate में रहा होगा, पहले उनको Chordate में रखा गया था, but later now they are placed under non-Chordate. This is because they do not have notochord in their life. I told you ना, Chordate के लिए एक important चीज क्या है? You must have notochord. So hemichordates have rudimentary structure in the collar region known as stomochord, a structure similar to notochord. Actually इनके collar region में एक rod-like structure है stomochord. ये notochord से similar है, जिसकी वजह से we got confused and we earlier placed them into chordates, but later we realized that this stomochord is different from that of notochord, so we placed them in a separate. We placed them back into non-chordates. This consists of worm-like animals, organ system level, bilaterally symmetrical triploblastic coelomate. The body, it has proboscis, collar and trunk. Circulation is open type, respiration is through gills, excretion through proboscis gland. Sexes are separate, fertilization is external, development is indirect with the help of larva. The larva and the two common examples are Balanoglossus and Saccoglossus. So with that we have come to an end to not only hemichordates, but we have also come to an end to the non-chordates. In my next lecture we will now move on to our chordates. Till then, please go through all of them once again carefully, especially my first three lectures where I have given a comparative account. Once you are done with it, you will feel more confident with the chordates. A lot of questions they come in medical exam from this chapter. So this chapter is very, very, very important. All characters are important. Examples and diagrams are also very, very important, right? So with those words, I will take up the topic chordates in my next lecture. Till then, goodbye and good luck.